Hello, everyone. Welcome to Guilds. Today, we're going to be talking about avoiding dangerous animals in the wild. So, sometimes the scariest thing about being in the wilderness is thinking about dangerous animals and sharing the wilderness with animals. What are your chances of being attacked? Is it safe to go to sleep in your shelter? What should you do if you see a bear or a cougar? How safe are you? Relax. Although humans are occasionally attacked by wild animals, it's rare. The animals that you see that you're most likely to hear outside of your shelter at night are usually not dangerous. That rustling sound is probably just a deer or a raccoon or a mouse. Even if the sound is coming from something more dangerous, you need to take a deep breath and remember this. Thousands of people see dangerous animals every year, but don't get attacked by them. If you hike frequently, you probably pass by several dangerous animals on a regular basis without even knowing it. I walk my dog in the forest all the time, and we pass by dangerous animals, but have never, ever, ever been attacked. Not one person I know has ever been attacked or hurt by an animal while enjoying hiking or camping or anything in the wilderness. So now you can be prepared too. It's always good to be prepared. Don't be scared, be prepared. There's a saying that says knowledge is power. If you know what animals are out there, which ones might be dangerous, and what to do if you encounter them, you gain power so that you can go out and enjoy yourself in the wilderness without fear. So we're going to talk about 5 different rules today about animals in the wilderness to help you stay safe. So rule number 1, the very most important rule to remember, is to leave wild animals alone. Most animals, even the dangerous ones, just want to get away from you. Give them a way out. An amazing number of people think it's okay to crowd a wild animal, to take a picture of it, or to get a closer look. Animals don't like strangers sticking cameras in their faces any more than you would. Never corner any wild animal unless you are prepared for a fight. Many people have been surprised to find themselves bitten by cute little squirrels or chased by deer. Even if an animal seems totally harmless, you should still stay away. Some small animals carry diseases that spread to humans. Others, such as certain tiny toads and salamanders, have poison on their skin that are toxic to both humans and dogs. So you should never touch an animal or a wild animal or get too close because you never know if they could be poisonous or hurt you. Rule number 2 is don't hike alone. Wild animals don't attack groups of people. One of the safest things that you can do is hike with several other people. The more, the better, and stay together. Your chances of being bothered by any large animal is next to nothing if you're in a group. If you can't hike with a group of people, at least go with one other person. Rule number 3 is to bring some protection. If you hike with your family in bear country, talk to your parents about carrying bear spray on your hikes. Bear spray is made from hot peppers and specifically formulated to scare off dangerous animals. Remember, any type of pepper spray is a weapon. It's not a toy and should never be used unless for emergencies. You also, as a kid, should never use the bear spray. You should leave that up to the adult. I sometimes carry a large walking stick with me when hiking. Animals such as coyotes, bears, and mountain lions are generally fearful when you carry something that looks like a weapon. Sticks are free, legal, and easy to find. They are also good for checking for snakes and tall grasses and helping you walk over rough ground. You could also carry a small but extremely loud air horn. The noise scares bears and mountain lions away. No matter what form of protection you decide to carry, do not bury it in your pack where you can't reach it easily. Keep it on your belt or in your pocket or in your hand. Rule number 4 is to use your animal instinct. So a lot of times when people are followed by a bear or a mountain lion, They never even saw it, but they just like sensed it. So they could just feel maybe a creepy feeling. So have you ever felt a creepy feeling, but you didn't know why? And then you realize that you could have been in danger if you didn't listen to that feeling? Well, that's what you should pay attention to when you're in the wilderness. So always be looking around and paying attention to how you're feeling. Also, if you have a dog with you, pay attention to how the dog is acting. They have a really good sense and can often sense nearby danger and can let you know. So if your dog is acting funny, pay attention to your surroundings because there might be a bear or mountain lion or some sort of dangerous animal nearby. And you should also always keep your dog close to you. Don't just let them run wild. Rule number 5 is to look around. So you should look around when you are hiking. When you hike, don't just look ahead or to the left or the right. Check all around you for signs of wild animals. Look behind you, look up the ledges on rock piles, look in trees. If you know what to look for, animal signs will tell you a story. Know some basic animal tracks and be alert if you find fresh signs of predators. When there are bears nearby, you will see their footprints and large piles of bear scat or poop. Their droppings often have berries in them. You might also find old logs that have been torn apart, claw marks on trees, or bits of bear fur on bark. Male cougars leave scrapes, which are small piles of leaves and debris with urine on them to mark their territory. Cougars also scratch tree trunks and leave scat next to trails. Their scat usually contains deer hair and bits of bone. You might also find a deer carcass or a pile of animal bones. Both cougars and bears stay close to their kill for several days. So if you find a freshly killed animal, get out of there. Foxes like to poop on top of logs or rocks, and coyotes like to poop at trail intersections. So make sure you pay attention to poop. Okay, we are going to take a screen break for the remainder of Guilds. And what we're going to be doing is creating your own walking stick. So, like we talked about, this can be used to protect yourself when you go on hikes. It's always good to carry something and have some form of protection, like we talked about in rule number 2. So, one of those ideas was a walking stick. So what you're going to do for this activity is you're going to go outside and find a stick that is about the height of your chest. You can then remove the bark of it to create a smooth walking stick. And then finally, you're going to decorate it. So you can use markers, paint, ribbons, sequins, whatever you have to make the stick unique and beautiful. I hope you guys have a great time making your walking stick, and I am excited to see what you make. Have fun, guys. Bye.